You're so stupid, man. I just heard I do not need Cialis. I heard. But yeah, so the thing with the whole,
Hold on, I have an obvious dig to throw out. You said you got laid yesterday. What was his name?
Ooh.
Oh.
His name. Her name. Wait, I'm a tweener. A tweener? Yeah, I just pull my balls together and... No.
Not finished yet.
It's like tit fucking your balls. You know what?
Also, Joe, let's have a good match.
Are you guys already fighting?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He doesn't have a mic. He doesn't have a mic.
I know, he can hear me though.
He's on. This guy lives with Dagels.
Here we go.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to the Shoemaker shit. So, like I said, he would get okay. So he also got really butthurt when everybody said his attire looked stupid, which it did. If you guys know what I'm talking about, he made like the makeshift no survivor Roman Reigns shit. Like it looked awful. Yeah. Yeah. So he got butthurt about that, and like I said, and Drake kind of warned me. He was like, well, he's like, you know, he doesn't take losing very well, and I was like, oh, okay, awesome. I was like, so when is this going to turn into a Parker smear campaign? And it did, instantly. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I can't make people do this shit, and if...
Joe absolutely punishing him right now. Just producing an onslaught.
I mean, like I said, I didn't tell him to do anything, so like his entire argument's invalid, literally. Oh my God! Fuck off!
I am having
a chop.
Would you say, Winchuck?
This fucking the delay is bothering the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, welcome to 2K.
He doesn't lie to the public about what he is. He doesn't sit behind a gilded curtain and try to be a good person seeking.
Yeah, me and Brendan have really good matches. Like our connection's like flawless.
Seeks domination and victory. This is Samoa Joe.
You talking about the match where you kicked out of like 6 black masses? That's what I'm talking about.
This is just going to be physical. There's no other way to describe it.
I think one of the best matches I've had in a while though was against Marcus, and it wasn't even on UPW. It was like at the house.
Doesn't allow pleasantries to interfere with his objective. Joe is mission-oriented, and his lack of human decency helps keep him focused. His lack of human decency also makes him a huge.
I mean, I'm down. I'm down with that. I'm down. Well, he's apparently putting the politic thing on delay, so. Yeah. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Doing a podcast isn't easy, man. I mean, I just fuck.
Joe's got him up. Death Valley Tribal.
Well, that's something I explained to him, and I told him to his face. I was like, look, I told Matthew when he tried to start ban, I was like, he's doing a death metal ban. What the fuck?
My dogs.
God, that literally sounded like a metalcore scream at the beginning. It scared the shit out of me. Yeah, it kind of scared me. Anyway, like I told Matthew when he started his band, I was like, look, dude, I was like, it's death metal. And like I told Marcus when he did his politics thing, I was like, it's politics. I was like, your demographic doesn't really even use technology, you know, which is not his fault at all, because he tries really hard with it. And every.
What grace float over into the DDT fight. Now trampling the opposition. Samoa Joe is obviously a physical force, but I want to talk
that's why there's no fucking GTA. That's why GTA hasn't come out yet, because of everything, just the state of the world, man. Believe it or not.
And he gets the shoulder up. Wow, what a display of heart and determination.
I mean, they exist. They exist. They just have bigger platforms than Marcus does. and that's what helps, you know.
Not again. One of these competitors is eventually going to have to gain the upper
No,
hand.
every time I talk to him, because like he came to me directly and was like, "What can I do to make my podcast better?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, I would what did I tell him to do? And he did it. I told him to change his intro and to make it sound a lot cleaner. I told him to edit a couple of things differently, and he did it. Like first episode back, he was like, "Yeah, did you think that sounded good?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, it sounded great." It's just like I said, it's just the subject matter, and it's, you know, you could easily have somebody turn around to me and be like, "Well, you have a football podcast, so you know there's some people that don't like football." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's just."
But there's a larger.
Yeah. Now, I will say on there, I get a little political sometimes, like, because, I mean, you know, we've got the rape thing with the Redskins players. We've got the, you know, there's plenty going on with Washington, and I don't shy away from it because I don't want to just sound like I'm reading a script.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. I kind of used the same move several times.
That's
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, shit, dude, I gotta watch out what I say on mine too. I mean, I'm fighting against two crowds. I'm fighting against the crowd that wants the Redskins name to stay the same, and I'm fighting against the crowd that wants change. So, I mean, I've got to play middleman. Have I let it be known that I'm one of the people that wants to be more progressive? Yeah. But I also don't sit there and just shit on the other side of the party. And when you have a political podcast, that's kind of what you're doing. Like, we had a guy on the show, and he was like, we had a guy on the show, before you finish that. We had a guy on the show, and he was like, "I think fucking Red Wolves is terrible, it's stupid, you're howling like a wolf, it's dumb." And I just, like, cut him off. I was like, "Look, dude," I was like, "I'm not mad that you feel that way at all." I was like, you know, I'm glad that you have your opinion. Like, I wasn't even condescending about it. I was just like, you know, just trying to make it be like, "Look, dude, it's not that deep. You don't have to, like, go on, like, a smear campaign about it." You know what I mean? Like, and that's all politics is, you know? Like, is your side's wrong, your side's stupid, and this is why my side is better.
Samoa Joe looking overwhelmed right now. He can't recover from a beating like this. That killer instinct Samoa Joe has. Oh, what impact. Turning the momentum to his favor. He's taking charge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's the thing about it is that we're on my show I can be like, "This is my opinion," but Marcus is like, "This is my opinion," because it's a political podcast. So it's just different. So, and I'm not saying what I'm doing is easier, because to be honest with you, there was a point where I was exactly where Marcus was and I wasn't getting a lot of views. But, you know, I mean, it's just, you know, it's just it. And he says he's taking a month off, and you know, I'm like, that's good. I was like, just don't take too long off, because then you're just not going to want to do it anymore. I'm definitely going back. I just need to get my credit up so I can get a loan. That was my biggest thing.
He's one step ahead there. Great technical know-how on display. Right between the eyes.
Emma just signed herself up for classes too, so I'm looking into it right now.
I don't know how there's anything left in these superstars' bodies.
Yeah.
The tank is being going forward again. Stunner. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Joe doesn't even know where he is. 2 count. A kick out, and you can see the frustration starting to build. I believe in that one.
Yeah.
He's in big trouble. He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle.
Yeah, exactly.
And no luck against Joe.
A big part of and something that needs to be said, and something that needs to be said is that the biggest part of podcasting is networking. I mean, people can sit there and say whatever they want, but if you aren't, you can be like, "I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that," and that is something Marcus told me. I was like, "Well, Marcus," I was like, "if you think this is going to get easier the bigger you get, you're wrong." And I was like, I'm editing something new every day pretty much, and you already know my schedule. I mean, it's the exact opposite of Chris and Garrett, so it's like I'm constantly having to jump through hurdles. And, you know, and like I said, the bigger your podcast get, the more you have to put up. Like, you know, I'm writing articles, finding writers. I'm not getting paid a dime for this shit, but I like doing it. You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of people get in, like, the mindset of, is that I'm not being compensated for this. It's like, okay, well, I mean, do you enjoy what you're doing? I mean, people love saying do what you love, but, I mean...
In a bad way here, guys.
No, I don't. Yeah, but you like doing it.
His offense is on point right now. Training, strategizing, and execution. It's all coming together right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Samoa Joe looking to cap off this.
I was listening to the guy Jersey I got, Will Compton, who used to play for the Redskins. He has a show on Barstool called Bussin' with the Boys, and I was listening to his show, and he had George Kittle on there. He's a tight end from the San Francisco 49ers, and he was, and they don't just talk about football on the show, they talk about everything. He talked about how much he loved wrestling and how he's got a buddy that literally drives cross country and makes like $150 like a fucking show, and he'll drive like 8 or 9 hours to go wrestle. And he's like, but he loves doing it. He loves the thrill of the crowd. He's like, he enjoys it. And that's